Which brings me to Taylor Swift. You know I don't like pop music. I'm not a big fan of pop music, but I do listen to it. And of the people I like, I really liked the early Taylor Swift. I thought she had a really nice take on kind of high school romance, Teardrops on My Guitar, nice songs, a couple songs. Then she went into the pop stuff, which was a calculated move. Not as interested in her many affairs and getting dumped by people, but still, she does produce these songs like Getting Back Together and Shake It Off that are just, they're earworms, you know, they get stuck in your head. She's obviously got some kind of talent and all this stuff. So she was asked by a German interviewer if she'd like to be a mother someday. She's about to turn 30. And she refused to answer, and she said, it's sexist. She said, I really do not think men are asked that question when they turn 30, so I'm not going to answer that now. Now, everything is wrong with that statement, right? Men aren't asked that question because they don't become mothers. Children don't need mothers, don't need fathers in the same way, in the same intense way in their early years that they need mothers present in the house with them. They do not need the father like that, the way they need mothers. You can tell by the way bodies are built and what they are meant to do. I know this is hard to understand, but women aren't shaped like that just so you can stare at them. They actually do have a function which has to do with the care and nurturing of children, right? And then she went on to say later that her next, she posted on Instagram that her next album was going to be political. And I thought to myself, oh boy, I can't wait, because everybody cares so much what Taylor Swift has to say about politics. I don't care at all what Taylor Swift has to say about politics. But this is basically her feeling that she's not important unless she is engaged in the traditionally male, in the old days, the traditionally male world of politics, and if she takes herself away from the traditionally female world of motherhood. I'm sorry, but that is just ass backwards. I mean, millennials have now virtually stopped reproducing, and it's amazing. All the people, even on the right, everybody's saying, well, it's the economy. You know, millennials were coming up in the Obama economy, and they couldn't afford children, so they waited too long, and now they're not even producing enough people to, you know, feed into Social Security and to develop a working class, and it's all about the economy. Well, baloney. I mean, baloney is about the economy. When you tell women that you're nothing if you stay home and take care of your children, that you're, you know, only something if you lean in, if you're working all the time, if you adopt male values, why should they? I mean, women, I think, are more subject to social pressure than men are, somewhat. And I think when you tell them that, it takes them a long time before they found out, oops, I made a mistake. Even the idea that you should have a career first and then a child is a male idea, because men are built for that. Women, their time runs out. Why not develop another idea of a career where you have your babies first and stay home and take care of them as they need, and then go on to have a career later? I mean, that makes a lot more sense. So in other words, what I'm saying is, instead of arguing for that we women should now be able to live by male principles, why not argue that female principles should be elevated in our society, which I think they should.